business. Dad.
Holy shit.
Testes. 1, 2, test teeth.
Well, I'm real worried now.
What's that? Why are you worried?
'Cause.
You're late, you fucking dickheads.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Go fuck another fish, asshole.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Are we good with those? Okay.
Your balls are showing.
Okay, the ones that matter. Little technical sound issues.
Yeah, you need
here.
those ones on there. Yeah. Pull up a cot and grab your twat. It's hey pal, what's new?
Oh, God.
It's a Friday night in the studio once again. Hey everybody, it's Friday night. We're back and it's hey pal, what's new? I'm Greg and I got my hetero life mate here, John, and we're rocking and rolling. So anyway,
I'm so cray-cray about you.
you are so cray-cray about me. Oh, I'm empty. That's all right. I don't need any more coffee. Believe me, I've been in this house all day just freaking slamming coffee like it was going out of style. So let's see. Not too shaky.
That's like, look. Oh, steady as a rock. Yeah, but I shoot with this hand.
That old gag. So welcome back, everybody. It's been a week. It's been I don't know. Well, we did have President's Day off, which was nice. I got to have an extra day.
It's been like, it's like a second summer. It was like 60-something degrees the other day.
Yeah, and then now we have snow and ice. So go figure.
Yeah.
I was all excited.
Welcome
about
to New York, motherfuckers.
It's what do they call that? They have that list of like all the different seasons. It's like second winter,
Indian summer, second winter.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid, is what it is. I can't wait to get out of this damn Northeast.
Yeah,
the cold.
I don't think I'm going anywhere.
Yeah, well, don't worry. Like you said, if gas goes up to $10 a gallon, I'm getting the hammocks. We'll be like Gilligan and the Skipper.
I filled up on the way here, and it was like $4.10 in the one gas station.
$4.10?
It's so stupid because like it used to be like your 87 was $3.49 and then your 89 was like what, 10 cents more?
Yeah.
No, it was like the 87 was $3.49 and then the what's after that, 89?
Do you have one of those cars you have to put the super in and all that shit?
No.
Oh, okay.
But the next one was like $4.09. And I think super was like $4.19. Or $4.29. I was like, what the fuck?
As you know, we don't get political on here, but I was laughing my ass off because I had to fill my tank again. And my car, too. Like, it cost me like $45 to fill my tank.
It's ridiculous.
It's like a 15-gallon tank, right? I get a lot of mileage on it, but I pull up to the Shell, right, on getting a little local for you guys, right before 684. I was like, shit, I got to get gas. And I pull in, put it in the pump, and somebody put a sticker. It's Biden. It's Biden.
I did that.
Yeah, I did that.
Those are all over.
I love it. You could insert political person here. You could do that. But
everybody will blame everybody. I made a joke. I don't know if you know the Next Door app. It's all about like social network. Daryl turned me on to that app, and it was like someone mentioned something about the gas prices. Like, thanks a lot, Joe. But I was like, yeah, let's go, Brandon.
Yeah.
And people was like, it's not Joe Biden's fault. I was like, oh.
It doesn't matter.
But you know what? If Trump was still in office, y'all would be blaming him. So
it doesn't matter. Just insert. That's why I said insert politician there,
I blame AOC.
I blame the AOC for everything.
That's right.
Yeah. Alice in Chains? No, that's something else. So anyway, since we are at the beginning of this program, what's new with you there, my friend?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, right?
I've been off all week, so I've been sitting home like punching myself in the junk.
That's right. You were off this whole week.
You know what I did?
Did you do your laundry and did you do your
I baked muffins and I baked good old fashioned coffee cake. God damn it, I love Bisquick.
Yes. And you didn't bring any for your bestie?
Oh, they're all gone.
That's ridiculous.
You bake a vegan coffee cake in the house, it's gone.
Yeah.
I even got like gluten-free Bisquick and made a gluten-free one, so on stage you could have some.
You're a gluten-free Bisquick. Speaking of biscuits, we have a sponsor for this.
I wish we had a sponsor jingle. I can't even do like,
hey, someone's on the phone. No, you can't do anything like that. But no, we do have a sponsor. Like you said, if you go to heypalwhatsnew.com.
oh, that's what's wrong.
What?
I've been going to gothichandjobs.com. My bad.
Damn it. You know, both of them will get you to the same place.
That's right.
That's right. As Dice would say, now it's mine. It does. Sorry guys.
I had to buy that because we talked about it, and I was like, we looked at it last week on the show, and I was like, wait, it doesn't go anywhere. It was like that page is unreachable. It wasn't even like, would you like to buy this page? There was nothing. And I was like, how is there nothing?
Yeah, I mean, if GothicHandJobs.com is up and for sale, why wouldn't you buy it?
That's
I
right.
mean, it's cheap. But anyway, now this isn't GothicHandJobs.com. We have a live sponsor, live read sponsor, which I said, if you go to HeyPal...
Sorry, I went to go back to the next thing so I could go just on you.
Yeah, we'll do we'll put the link in the description of the podcast. But we do have a new sponsor, a live read. See, if you go, I keep trying to get to this point. If you go to heypalwhatsnew.com and you click on the advertise button, you can find out how you can be a sponsor for our podcast. We do live reads. We also do recorded stuff where we can actually record stuff, and we'll put you at the beginning of the podcast, the middle. It's all different. So check it out on there. But today's sponsor is a company called Whisk Desserts and Catering Company. The website, I see as I'm blind as a bat, is whiskcateringco.com. Local gal, you might know her. You might have heard some things about her. She's very cute. But she has a online. She just started her website. Now,
how do you spell that? WHISK?
WHISK cateringco.com.
Okay. I just want to make
you're
sure.
going to put that right on the screen? You're so good.
I'm going to try. You keep going.
You know, she has, how do I put this on here? I mean, she's a baker, and she makes all kinds of good stuff, vegan stuff. My friend here has tried out some of her pies and stuff. What would you say about the delicious pies that you received for birthdays?
I think you just said it. Delicious pies.
Delicious, yes. Yeah, I mean, she makes all kinds of great stuff. She's taking orders right now for soda bread, so all you patties out there, I know that's supposed to be like a slang term or something like that.
But, Patty O'Reilly.
Oh, fuck you, I'm Irish, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, she's taking orders right now for soda bread. Hey, guys, get on this website and order yourself some soda bread. She also makes specialty cakes, pies, macarons. Oh, the macarons, dude. And I don't have a sweet tooth. I'm more of a salty guy. Like I like chips and dip and all that stuff.
Chains
Not really
and
into
whips?
this. Yeah, exactly. A regular orgy type thing. Don't you love our live reads? Don't you want to pay to have a live read like this?
She makes everything?
Oh.
She made the birthday cakes for us, too.
Yeah, she made the birthday cakes, the macarons she makes, the soda bread. Let me tell you, a big fat Irishman like myself, I had some of this soda bread. Phenomenal. Great stuff. Everything is affordable. If you go onto that website and tell them that the Hey Pal What's New crew sent you, just let them know that you heard it on the podcast, and go to the website, check it out. She's going to have a whole bunch of different pictures on there. I mean, she's a true artist. If you see some of the cakes that are on there, it's unbelievable. Like, I'm like, how did you make that? We actually delivered a cake. So now you know that we got a little in there. Hi, sweetheart. But anyway, we delivered a cake once. They had this wedding. It was very cute. They were a total nerdcore cake. And she made a TARDIS on top of a wedding cake instead of a bride and groom. I was like, how the hell did you make a TARDIS out of like fondant? I think that's what it's called, right? Fondant. She'll correct me on that. But yeah, go to that website and welcome the whiskcateringco.com to the podcast. So now that that's out of the way, so anyway, yeah, as far as like stuff that went on that's new, Yeah, I mean, you were off all week. I still worked, but, I didn't have to go into the office today because of yay Snowdio. But, yeah, things are good, man. Things are popping. Thank you so much to everybody who checked out the website. We got merch up there. Things are going. Things are happening. So we're very happy about that. We're glad that you guys are checking us out. The iPad is off again, so I'm going to have to bug you for that later. But that's okay. We can work this stuff out any way we do it. Do you want to go straight to the news there, Chachi? Joni loves Chachi.
John, you got any news?
Oh, boy.
Oh, Reading Rainbow time.
Oh, Reading Rainbow. Dude, how dare you fuck with my ADHD with Reading Rainbow? Was it last week I told you about the Reading Rainbow video where he's like, read banned books. They're the best fucking books ever.
Oh, yeah.
All the good shit's in a banned book.
Yeah. You gotta love LeVar Burton, man.
Oh, my God. LeVar Burton?
Lamar?
Hedy Lamar? Anyway.
What? Who? What? Where?
I do have some news. It's been a slow news week.
Yeah.
There must be like a war going on somewhere or something.
I saw a bunch of explosions. I don't know what's going on over there. It's going to get messy. But, hey, man, we're here to talk about stuff like Water Wings and Batman and Star Wars.
Speaking of nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of crazy. Dude, I'm going to start off with the crazy fucking movie news. Apparently, war, Ukraine.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
Fucking Sean Penn is in the Ukraine right now filming a documentary about the Russian invasion.
Oh, my God.
The only other thing we need is fucking Celine Dion. Get them a kayak.
Get them kayakers.
I don't know. I don't even know how to react to that one. I just had to share that.
Send Geraldo there instead. Jesus Christ. Why are you going to send Sean Penn over there?
Nobody sent him. He's like, took it upon himself. I'm going to go
He does
over
that
there.
stuff. Didn't he do that with Katrina? He was out there in the boats and stuff. He's a man of the people, I guess.
I guess. He can
He looks
don't
like
come save me.
He looks like he smokes about 3 packs of Winston a day. I'll tell you something. Fucking Spicoli. Anyway, moving on.
We talked. No, we've never hidden our love for John Cena and Peacemaker.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you saw that he offered. I guess James Gunn's getting married, and he offered to officiate the wedding in full Peacemaker outfit.
Oh my God, he's got to do that. That would be amazing. I mean, I would have Peacemaker officiate my wedding. Slow down.
I mean, he did say he'd be honored to have The Rock on the next season of Peacemaker, which would be fucking phenomenal.
He's going to pull out all the stop. I can't wait for that.
With the popularity of it, hell yeah.
I was surprised. Like in the beginning of it, I was like, "Is anybody else watching this?" Because I haven't really heard anybody talk about it, except for like the nerd culture, and you go on YouTube and stuff like that. But what did it come out on there? It was like one of the highest it was the highest rated thing on HBO Max for original programming. Mm-hmm. And I was like, shit, okay, And that gives me the feels because, we all talk about, and, I think it's right for certain things. I mean, you could have your PG-13s and you could have your shiny, colorful, like we talked about. Marvel is more PG-13, but it's, and DC is a little bit grittier.
Right.
Which gives you that. But it's like something like whenever I see something like a Logan or a Deadpool or a Peacemaker, something with that graphic violence and, nudity and basically all the bad stuff, quote unquote bad stuff, succeed, it gives me hope that, we don't need to have our stuff watered down. When you're at a certain age, of course, I don't want my, 8-year-old watching freaking Caligula, but, certain, time and place. That's why I was interested. I don't know if you had it on the news as well. The whole talk about all the Marvel Netflix shows going off of Netflix.
Oh yeah.
And where they're going to go. Where do you people were talking Hulu. I would love for Disney to, because now they have all these Fox properties. They need to go.
But they don't have everything. There's certain things they don't have that were Universal properties, I think, that they still can't.
Not Universal, but as far as like the Fox stuff, like the Deadpools and the Logans and the and the Marvel.
I feel like those are all there. There's certain things that are not there, I think, because they were done under some other umbrella a long time ago.
There is some X-Men on there.
Are all the fan foreskin things there? I mean,
I think so. I maybe not on. Are they on Disney Plus? I don't know. We'd have to.
I feel like there's a couple of things that are just not there because they were made under the umbrella of some other company. Like that's why we don't have a Hulk movie because I guess Universal still owns that, so they can't make a standalone Hulk movie. But he's part of the Marvel universe, so they can use him as another character.
Yeah, same with Submariner. Actually, Namor is still at Universal,
right?
From what I remember. So that's something I don't know if we talked about the Doctor Strange 2 trailer about the whole Illuminati thing, but we'll get to that. But yeah, I mean, they have to make something at least for Disney now that they have this Fox, because they have Alien, they have all that stuff. Like, I don't want
is
them to
Alien on Disney Plus now? It's not.
No, but it's a Fox property. So.
But they are on Disney Plus overseas.
Yes, like that's the rumor with the Marvel Netflix shows. Which I mean, I saw them already, so I'm not, I'm not the type. Although Daredevil season 1 and 3 were just freaking amazing.
Yeah.
But they need to, some people are saying that it might go to Hulu, which is fine because they're partnered and they can show more of the risque stuff. But Disney, I think, has to make like a Disney Dark or something.
Or like the adult side. I've used my VPN to connect to I think it was like France. And then when you go into Disney Plus, like, is it like Disney Star? There's like a Star channel on there. That's all like the aliens and the R-rated properties they got from...
That's what they need to do for that. Because, I mean, now that they own all this stuff, if you're going to put it somewhere, and I'm paying that subscription, it's like, and I don't want another app. I don't want something different. Like, I'm paying for Disney Plus just for, like, Star Wars shows and Marvel shows. That's basically what it is. I mean, I haven't sucked into Chitty Chitty Bang Bang yet, but, I might. Toot sweet. Yeah. Hey, or they have the one thing they do have on there which I haven't watched yet that I'm dying is the Black Hole. Do you remember the Black Hole?
Oh yeah, I watched it on there. One of the first things I watched on there was the Black Hole.
Yeah, which
was
Black
like Cauldron.
Yes,
I fucking love that movie, and I had to keep rewatching Brother Bear because we love that movie in our house. But like I'm watching, I was like, "There's something wrong with it. There's something wrong with it," and I didn't realize that. In the beginning of that movie, and you're all going to go watch it now, the aspect ratio at the beginning of that movie is different than the rest of the movie.
Oh, weird.
The whole beginning is it's like a box inside of a box. It's letterbox, but it's smaller. And I was like, why is it so small? And apparently that was done on purpose in the production of the movie to show that before he became the bear, he had such a narrow view on the world.
Wow, that's deep.
And with that, everybody, take a rip off your bong. Bong hits.
No, I used to love the Black Hole when I was a kid. That was like the Wish version of Star Wars.
Yeah. It was so just out there, that movie.
It was like, Dollar General Star Wars. It was. Yeah. I used to have, what was the name of the droid, the flying droid? I know Maximilian was the red one. I used to have all those toys too because, I was born when. I was, 6, 7 years old when Star Wars came out.
When did it come out?
It's the 45th anniversary is this May. So, yeah, and I'm 50, so I was like 5. I had the Darth Vader poster on the wall, so it was like anything Star Wars related back then. I was like...
77.
Yeah, sucked it in, man. I was just like, I'm all about it. So, that was the one thing I was excited. I got to watch The Black Hole. I haven't seen it in forever. I had the comic book. But it was so dollar store Star Wars. Like it's just like, hey, Star Wars was a big hit. Let's do this, and this kind of looks like R2-D2, that's him. What is his name? And I remember his head would pop up like my little toy had the thing where you could.
They even say Disney cheesy Star Wars knockoff, the Black Hole.
Yeah.
Is worth the watch. Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, but everybody, we recommend.
He's no Twinkie.
Yeah,
bitty.
bitty.
Oh, see Daryl start. Daryl, while you're out there, fact check us. What's that little fucking robot guy on Black Hole?
Yeah, Google that shit.
Google that shit, motherfucker.
My freaking iPad keeps turning off. I'm gonna have you just text me the code so you don't have to say it on the air.
Okay.
And that way I can put it on and maybe set it to like don't turn off never. So anyway, while you're doing that, what else you got there in the news there, Jackson
I love how
Brown?
you're like, while you're doing that, do something else.
Yeah, do this and then do that, you know. But, yeah.
It's so here's what else I got. Let's see. So there was that. I'm going to stick with TV stuff. Oh, I'm covering my own face. Westworld.
Okay.
They finally confirmed they finished filming season 4.
Okay.
I don't have a release date yet. We do have Quentin Tarantino. Always love a little bit of Quentin news. Apparently, and I don't know if you watch this show, but I very much enjoyed the show Justified with Timothy Olyphant.
Oh, the Oliphant, the Cobb Vant.
Yes, they're doing like a reboot mini series of the show. That's gonna be like, I think I said like 6 episodes. But Quentin Tarantino is hardcore pushing like, hey, let me direct 2 episodes.
Okay.
I'm just happy to have Justified back. I love that show.
Yeah, you know, I haven't watched Justified or Westworld.
Oh boy. Or Game of Thrones, you know.
No.
And you got the fucking HBO.
I know. One day I'm just going to have to get like a severe case of diarrhea and just stay home all week and watch it.
From the toilet.
Yeah.
What is with the fucking, I feel like there's a surge on this because the next little bit of TV news, is there like a surge for prequel shows? They're doing a fucking Outlander prequel show. I don't get how that works because she travels through time. She goes back in time. She comes forward in time. She goes back in time.
And you know what's weird with the prequel stuff is that it was hot when Star Wars did it, right?
Sure.
Because everybody figured out, like, oh, shit, we could do a prequel. So it was like a prequel to Hannibal, a prequel to, you know...
Bates Motel.
Bates Motel, which, by the way, Bates Motel was fucking good. I started watching it. I got up to about, like, season 3 and then just kind of dropped off.
Right.
Then I saw that they were doing the final season. So I just picked up on the fight because that's the thing with prequels. You know the motherfucker's gonna be Norman Bates, or he is Norman Bates.
You know his mom's gonna die at some point.
Yeah. So what I did was I watched one of those recaps where I'm like, all right, what did I miss? Give me the points of it. I already watched the first season because I kind of knew what the character was about. So I jumped in on the last season, and the last season was phenomenal. Like you didn't need to have like for example, all these shows that we have now, like Obi-Wan and stuff like that, like they're saying like 6 episodes, it's like a 6-hour movie, we're done. Bates Motel, you could have done that. Like it didn't have to be a 5-season show.
Yeah, even Boba Fett, like I know we harp on this, but it tells a story. It's Star Wars. Okay, did it need to be Book of Boba Fett? Could you sell the Book of Boba Fett as just a bunch of stories that involve Boba Fett?
Yeah.
I don't think they needed a full plot that's centered around him, you know, going back and taking over the town and all that other stuff. They could have gotten away with like, hey, here's a story about Boba Fett that involves him and something he did.
Yeah.
I would be interested in a prequel Boba Fett series.
Yeah, like that was kind of what I was hoping with Boba Fett, where they did the flashback. Like, look, I was happy that they showed him getting out of the Sarlacc pit. Because I was like, oh, you know, I've read about it in books and like I've never seen it live action. You always knew that he kind of got out, but like it was cool to see that. But then it was like, you know, we talked about it ad nauseum about you know how it was like Mandalorian 2.5. And look, any Star Wars for me is good Star Wars. I don't care. You know, it's kind of like the way that I look at it is. Oh God, I just lost.
Well,
my
look,
train of thought.
not that I'm surprised, but
bands where it's like they change all these different members of the band, but they keep the name because the name is the brand, right. So it's like Black Sabbath did that once, where when Ronnie James Dio went back, they changed their name to Heaven and Hell. Perfect. We all know who you are, you know. But it is, you know, the name brand sells, you know.
Well, and I was gonna say, not that I'm surprised, but it was sort of like side news that I didn't really think to keep on there, but. It got beat out in ratings, however you measure online ratings, maybe by views or downloads or whatever.
Yeah.
But streams.
Yep.
It got beat out by Ozark.
Yeah.
The new season. It got beat out by that. That was the highest streamed show so far. Was that Ozark? New season of Ozark.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's a show that everybody kind of jumped on late to the party kind of thing. I did. You know, I watched it. You know, it was one of those ones where you could just binge it because it was a Netflix show. So yeah, everybody started talking about it. So
Vincent. Vincent. That's what Daryl says.
Oh, Vincent. Yeah.
Vincent.
It is Maximilian too. I remember Maximilian.
I'm guessing the VIN is like an acronym because it's like V period, I period, N period, and then the word sent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing that's an acronym for something.
Yeah, everybody go watch The Black Hole, man. I mean,
let's see.
I think I dated her once.
Shit, I was waiting for one of those jokes.
But I bet.
So let's see. We got the Westworld. We got the John Cena wants to officiate Tim Gunn's wedding. We got the Outlander shit.
Well, that would be James Gunn. Tim Gunn.
James Gunn. Sorry.
Tim Gunn doesn't like vaginas. Well, I mean, he could. I mean, James Gunn could be married to a man. Isn't Tim Gunn the one from
Gilmore Girls?
The Project Runway. Make it work.
Oh, yes. God, what the fuck's wrong with me? I didn't watch that show.
Hey, you mess with the gun, you get shot, pal. That's all I'm saying.
This is true. So, movie news. The only thing I've got movie news, let's see. Apparently, they've set a release date for the horror comedy starring Nick Cage, the Renfield movie. I hope you can wait, man. 4/14/23. Next year.
Well, now it gives me a reason to live.
There you go. Hold on there, buddy. Hold on.
Nick Cage,
let's see.
movie. Oh, my God.
The only other thing, I do have some music news. I don't know if we want to save that, but we talked about this earlier. First off, the John Mayer pulled a Life of Agony. He's got the COVID and has to postpone his tour.
Oh, no. But I thought his body was a wonderland.
It is.
Body is a wonderland.
And I don't know if this is surprising. You got a fucking Who thing going on here. Dave Grohl admits that he is basically fucking deaf.
I heard that interview, yeah.
And has learned to read lips to be able to know what the hell anybody's saying to him.
Yeah, he had said something. He was on Howard Stern and he was talking about how he could. There's certain frequencies that he can't hear.
Right.
People go like, "Oh, he's deaf." Well, he explained how his drum monitor was on the side for like 20 years, blowing into one ear. Totally ripped up his hearing on that end and all the loud music and stuff. Like when it comes to he was explaining how like when you're in the studio you could hear certain things and certain frequencies. You're like, oh my God, yeah, you can notice certain things. But like if somebody comes into a restaurant and starts talking to him like we're talking right now, he can't hear whatever the hell it is.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, people were like really going with that. Like, oh my God, he's deaf. It's deaf. It's like, yeah, he's not
deaf.
He's not. Yeah, he's not fucking. Yeah, what? But
he's got the horn.
I mean, it is interesting. I mean, and it was funny because he was talking about how everybody now has these like little in-ear monitors, which I used them actually when I play with the cover band Split Decision. They're great because you could hear everything in your earbuds. Right. But he's like, I don't want to look like a fucking praying mantis with the shit hanging off there. And it's true. Like when I use it, I have to. You put both in your ear,
okay,
like, just like AirPods, but they have wires. Now you can get wireless ones that, like I'm sure some of the big fancy rock stars do, but they're a shit ton of money. And I have to hook it up into a box, So now I got this extra wire. It's hanging out of my ear, and I usually. I end up just taking one out so I could hear everybody in a monitor in this ear, but I could still hear the.
Are they basically just headphones?
They are, but they're mixed headphones. Like we have it where, back in the day, if you hit that.
Oh, God.
Oh, now I got you.
Back in the days when I was young.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Good.
And it still happens. Perfect example is when you're playing a show and they have those floor monitors.
Right.
And basically what those floor monitors are is, they're putting a little bit of the drums in there, a little bit of guitar, so you can hear everything, which is completely funny because anytime I play some place like the Chance, it sounds amazing going out this way because that's where the mains are going, right?
Right.
The mains are going out that way. On stage, all I heard is... Like you can't hear shit even out of those monitors. So if you wear an in-ear monitor, it's perfectly mixed in your ear. I can hear the
and
drums.
You hear what everybody in the venue is going to hear.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because and if you don't like, I have a decent pair of Shure, in-ear monitors, but even those, like, it just kind of throws you off. Like it's not. So I get what Dave Grohl is saying as far as he's playing at Madison Square Garden and he doesn't. He said. He's like, I have the same monitor guy since for 30-something years. Like, he did it for me in Nirvana. So, like, he knows exactly what I need. So,
right.
I don't need that. But yeah, it was interesting to hear about. You know, I'm the same way too. I always tell. I told you before we jumped on the mic. I said put my headphones in Dave Grohl style because I'm deaf as fucking shit.
Well, look, I'm looking at the headphone levels, and mine's straight up. It's about halfway, and I'm good. And yours is almost pinned to the top.
Yeah. I'm fucking deaf as shit. You know, recording and stuff like that. But it's interesting because it's the same way. Like when I'm recording and mixing, I can hear really like, you know, things. I'm like, oh my God, I can hear that. You know, like something dropped in the background or a buzzer went off or something like that.
I don't even have bad hearing, and I can't hear half that shit.
Yeah, but if I'm watching TV now, I'm watching it with subtitles because I'm like, what the fuck are they saying? Like, just put the subtitles on. You know, like
it's got to be something about the register of the human voice. That's like the first thing to go.
Yeah, it's frequency. I know somebody had explained to my friend Gary, who's in the cover band, was explaining it to me because we were chatting about it. There's certain frequencies, you know, at certain decibel levels or frequencies, just you lose them because you're just, you know, it's getting pinned into your ear. You know, it's not just noise and volume in general. You know, it's certain things.
Sure.
So, yeah, but that was a rant. But anyway,
I get it. You want to rant? You should go on the fucking rant that I wanted to go on.
Oh, please do.
Sidetrack. Because I even wrote it down to talk to you
we need like a tire screech for sidetracked. It's like or like a record scratch. Another thing.
No, like okay, I don't want to get into too much detail, but we needed to get a prescription from the pharmacy.
Okay.
And every fucking prescription now, you go someplace and it's like, oh, we'll just send that to your pharmacy, and it's all digital.
Yeah.
Problem is, you show up at the fucking pharmacy and they're like, oh, we don't have that.
Yeah.
You used to be able to go, here's my paper, when they would go, hold on, let me check and see if we have this. And they go, no, we don't have it right now. We'll order it, but if you want to check another pharmacy, and they give you your paper prescription back, and you just go to another pharmacy.
Yeah.
You can't do that now.
No, yeah. I mean, there's certain pros and cons to it. Like when I go to a doctor, just because I used to work in drugstores and did that for 10 plus years, yeah, when they go, oh, we're gonna call it in, I was like, no, just write it down, please, and give it to me so I can take it somewhere. Because half the time they go, well, we'll call it in, and then you drive over there and you wait, and then I was telling somebody about this. I think it was actually talking to Manal about it last week, where it's like, when you're a pharmacist or you work in a pharmacy, you are the last line of defense. Now, think about it this way. You're home. You got a horrible case of diarrhea. You're sick. Now you have to get up, get dressed, go to the doctor. You go to the doctor. The doctor makes you wait for an hour. You finally go in. They look at you for 2 minutes and say, hey, you have diarrhea. Oh, that's horrible. Now you're like, I just want to go home. I feel like garbage.
I'm going to shit myself.
Yeah. Here's your prescription. Go to the pharmacy and get that. So now when you get to the pharmacy, you've already been through, you feel like shit. You waited at the doctor's for an hour. Now, the last thing you have to do before you get home and get to sit on the toilet and shit your brains out is I got to deal with this asshole.
Yeah.
And they hand you the prescription and you're like, it'll be 20 minutes. And they're like, no, I need it.
Where's your bathroom? We don't have a public bathroom.
Exactly.
Okay, well, you're about to have a public mess on the floor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we trust me. We've had a few can I use your restroom stories. We had a kid that used to work at the drugstore. I used to call him Johnny Renews It. Because he used to take horrible dumps in the bathroom, and he would never spray. And the other kids that worked there were like, dude, you gotta tell Johnny he's gotta spray when he's back there. It's just horrible. And we called him Johnny. I was like, Johnny, come in my office. And I had like my office, which was basically like, you know, the typical cubicle up in the top. And yeah, I said, look, I've gotten some complaints from some of the other kids. Dude, renews it, do's it. All right, just friggin' spray next time you're in there.
I love the way you say from the other kids.
Yeah, well, yeah, they were like 14-year-old kids. They're like, they used to call me G-Spot. They're like,
well, at least I found it.
They're like, yo, G-Spot. I'm like, yeah. They're like, so Johnny's been blowing up the bathroom and he's not spraying, so I had to do that. So we had one guy that came in, and he was a regular customer. He got his prescriptions there all the time. He comes in doing the fucking, the Jim Morrison dance on the, he's like, I gotta use your bathroom, and we're like, well, we don't have like, oh, you know me, I said, all right. He went in and he fucking sprayed, like destroyed the bathroom. And this is what I don't get when you're in a public bathroom. You destroy that shit, like you're just,
and you don't clean it up.
Like you don't clean it up. Now, how do you get shit on the walls?
Okay, So
Oh, you're gonna enlighten me with this, getting the shit on the walls?
No,
but we had. And so anyway, to make a long story longer, before you get into it, now you will tell me about how
yes,
you get
I have a
diarrhea on the
term
wall.
for it too.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh, yes.
So the moral of the story is, I don't know if there is a moral at all, but somebody had to clean it up. Now, 27-year-old Greg.
Wait, Johnny renews it. You had Johnny renews it, dude.
Johnny renews it. I paid him $50.
Oh.
I was like, dude, I'll give you $50. He's like, I told all the kids that worked there, the teenagers, I was like, so and so just destroyed the bathroom. There's shit everywhere. I need somebody to clean it up. Somebody's got to step up and clean it. And Johnny renews it was like, I'm the man. I'll do it there, G-Spot.
Oh my God. Okay. So I will say we had someone at my current job who was pretty much doing the same thing on a regular basis. And it was so big. I think he was doing it in that, like, he was doing the hover shit, but having explosive diarrhea and then trying to clean it up and doing a horrible job and basically just spreading it around.
Yeah.
And because he's like trying to clean it, he's getting shit on his hands. So when he goes to get the paper towels in the dispenser, he's got shit all over the paper towel dispenser.
This is making my stomach turn. But go on. I love it.
So nearest I can figure, we had a guy when I worked at the grocery store who used to do this all the time. Now, clean up there was really easy because you just went to the meat department. You got the fucking pressure washer that they would hose all the blood down drains.
Yeah.
I would go in there and I get like the fucking coat, some rubber gloves, like go in and clean the bathroom, but use the pressure washer because there was a drain in the bathroom on the floor, so you could just
there
just
you
spray it
go.
all down.
That's the way they should do it all the time.
Here's how I believe it happens, and I'm to this day convinced this is how it happens. I've referred to it as lighthousing the stall. Because I feel
Why did
like
I just see Robert Pattinson and fucking what's his face in there? Like,
Willem Dafoe
William Dafoe. Yeah, I gotta
versus
take a shit.
not Willem the friend. So it was always this old guy.
Wow.
Oh, I gotta go. My colitis is acting up. He would go in there, and I was like, "Here's what's happening." I wish I could put this on camera and talk at the same time.
Yeah.
But I feel like what he was doing was he would go in there and go to shit, and he would walk in, and everybody could see this, and pull his pants down, and as he's pulling his pants down, go to sit and shit as he did, and just spray as he's turning around to sit on the toilet, he's spraying shit.
Wow.
Now, if it's just against the back, that's one of the, like, I'm trying to hover to shit, and, like, all of a sudden I've got the wrong angle just
Sure.
across the back. But this was in the old Grand Union. It was literally when you walked in the stall, you would look, and it would be all on this side, all on that side, and all on the back wall. And you're like, what the fuck blew up in here?
Wow, that's talent. That really is. I mean, in my 50 years of being on this planet, I can't think of any time I've lighthoused the fucking bathroom.
Lighthouse in the stall.
I mean, I've gotten one where you're close, like you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna do it, but I knock on wood, I always seem to make it. Except one time, I remember taking a leak and then doing the old fart and just squirting on the floor.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and that was quite. But it was at my own house, thankfully.
You didn't pull a Flavor of Love with a fucking Dookie Nugget rolling down your leg.
Dude,
Please tell me you remember that episode. Did you watch Flavor of Love?
Oh yeah. You know what I'm spraying? Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I've had some horrible shits in my day, but I've been I've never lighthoused the place, but I like that phrase, lighthouse.
Lighthouse in the stall.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna think of the lighthouse with William Dafoe or fucking Pete's Dragon.
Oh,
yo, I fucking Pete's Dragon that shit.
I'm gonna go Pete's Dragon. That's my. I love that
because what's it? Mickey Rooney lived in the lighthouse.
Yep.
Yeah, I refuse to watch that remake.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but I love Mickey Rooney in the cartoon. I remember watching that with Violet when she was a baby. She was just like, she's like, Dad, I always used to think when I watched all the 70s ones, like HR Puff and stuff, it was like, dude, the fucking drugs must have been awesome back then.
Oh, yeah.
Like that and what was the other one we used to watch? The Banana Splits. Oh, my God.
Dude, oh, come on. Was it the banana? They made a fucking Five Nights at Freddy's kind of Banana Splits horror movie.
Yes. It was good.
I've heard.
As good as, Banana Splits killing people, Yeah.
The
So,
level of scatological humor on this podcast is astonishing. Yes, Daryl.
Sponsored to you by Pete's Dragon.
Sponsored by Hershey's Chocolate Syrup.
Not to be confused with Figment.
Oh,
We got to tell the
Figment
Figment story.
I wore that thing and nothing else.
Yeah, you want to hit it back in the day one? Do you want to tell that story?
I don't even.
Back in the days when I was young.
Damn it, we're old.
I don't know how much of a story there is to it. Are we talking the story where we kept ordering like food, towels to the room?
That was the weirdest trip. I mean, first of all, we took a bus ride to Disney.
Yeah.
Now, not, on a flight or anything like that. Like, all the times I've been there with my daughters for cheer, it was like, you had to get a flight and everything. We took a fucking bus. It was like 26 hours. I just remember Mike Stolper waking up after, like, driving straight. Because we would stop every, 4 hours? But at night, he would just drive straight through. So,
Yeah.
And you had
because there's a law. It's something with the law where, like, a bus driver can't drive for more than a certain number of consecutive hours. So that's why there was 2 drivers on the bus.
Yeah, and you have to switch and do the. But I remember Mike waking up and just looking out the window and going, trees, fucking trees. That's all I've seen for goddamn 20 hours is trees. Mike gets really mad and it's really fun.
Oh, yeah.
But that was the one where I got. Well, there's so many stories we
God.
can tell about that one. The one where as you're a teenager, now you are going to Florida. And it wasn't really a resort. It was like a hotel, motel, whatever. They had a big pool. Everybody jumped in the pool. And this is the first time you saw your fellow students in bikinis.
Oh, yeah.
And one was wearing a white bikini, and she had a muff. Holy shit. And remember, I'm in the pool, and you guys are like, oh, my God, look at her. And I couldn't see because I didn't have my glasses on. I'm like, I can't see. And then I had, horrible freaking muscle pain because, I was working muscles I haven't because we went there in, December, and I had to get Ben Gay and rub it on my arm.
How long?
I was, quite a while.
Okay, just make it sure.
Give it up to our boy, Ronnie Goodrow, man. He hooked me up. He gave me the Ben. He gave me the Ben
The Ben Gay.
Yeah, he gave me the Ben Gay. I don't know where I got it from, but I smelled like a fucking pine tree for the rest of the night.
Smelled like a fresh can of Skull.
Yeah, and that one, there was that. There was the ordering pizzas. We made the mummy out of the toilet paper head.
And then because we went to medieval times down there, didn't we?
Yes.
And we had the mace.
Yeah.
I had the mace, and the gay lady would come with the towels. Towels, open the door, and the fake mummy guy in the bed, Tommy Dickman laying under the bed going, John. Oh, no, in the bed in a leopard skin nightie.
Yes.
Going,
with the mace.
John, going, come back to bed. Oh, my sunburn hurts.
Yes. Yeah, the woman was like, what's wrong with him? We're like, bad sunburn. Thanks to the towels. That, and you had bought a Figment nightgown.
Yeah, it was a nightshirt, a below the knees length nightshirt.
Yeah.
And I wore nothing but that.
And then people would ask you, what are you wearing under that? You're like, hold on.
Nothing.
I think most of the tri-state area has seen my friend's balls. It's good stuff, but yeah, that's another good back in the day.
Jeez.
We're getting into lighthouse shits and Figments and Figment farted and
Oh, Figment farted. I don't know.
John, you got any news?
Now more news. We'll get to my reviews of stuff when we're the movie and some TV show stuff I wanted to talk about. But
I have my own theme song now too. We're getting
That's
a little
right.
ridiculous on GarageBand these days.
Here we go.
Watch the musician from the big rock band. Now he just looks like a big fat ham. It's time for Greg's Music
That's right, kids. I wrote my own freaking theme song, and I'm sitting in my house giggling like a schoolgirl, saying tits into the air. But here's some stuff that I looked up. As far as new music goes, there are 2 albums that I saw that are new that came out this week. One was, we were chatting a bit about it right before we jumped on the mic. Tears for Fears have a new album out. Yeah, so there's that. No, I mean, I listened to it this morning.
Nice to see they buried the hatchet to get back to.
But it's called The Tipping Point. You know what? It reminded me of. It's a little bit too. it's more mellow and acousticy and stuff like that. But it reminded me of, because people goof, oh, Tears for Fears. Dude, Tears for Fears had some fucking jams. I mean, Sowing the Seeds of Love, Head Over Heels, Everyone Wants to Rule the World, Shout. Shout is like the worst one, and I think that one gets played the most, Goddamn.
Shout.
Let it all out. But, then, of course, Disturbed ruined that, but that's a whole other story. But, so Tears for Fears, guys. Yeah, check that out. The Tipping Point. And you know what else I realized? And it wasn't on my Discover, because for the people who use Spotify, if you go to Discover, it gives you new releases of bands that you would like or like.
Suggestions.
Yeah, because if you go through the regular new release section, I am scrolling like a fool. I'm like, I don't know any of this shit. But then I did find that Avril Lavigne has a new album out.
Yes, she does.
Called Love Sucks. It's Avril Lavigne. She's not exactly reinventing the wheel. She doesn't have a new sound. I mean, if you liked her older stuff, you will like it. I did see that she did a thing with Machine Gun Kelly, which I was like, ew, really? And there was somebody else that she did a duet with. I mean, it's catchy, if you like the whole, Complicated, Skater Boy, her original stuff, and I'm like, how old are you now? Are you still doing the teenage angsty shit? I guess, but hey, man. But the one thing I did notice, too, and I didn't even get this from Spotify, Agnostic Front.
No.
Live from CBGB's finally is on streaming.
Yeah, I thought they closed down CBGB's.
Yeah.
How'd they do a live album if they're closed?
This was from 1989.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a classic.
Were we at the show?
No, I wish I was. I mean, that album is a classic. It's one of my top live albums of all time. I think, I was thinking about that when I saw it because Agnostic Front posted that, and I had just assumed that it was on with the rest of their catalog, which is on there. But they said, hey, live from CBGB's. They just put it on streaming again. So I'm like, oh shit. So I checked it out. I mean, I'm putting some of that stuff on the Hey Pal, What's New playlist. At least like the first one or two songs on there. I mean, it is if you love New York hardcore,
sure,
raw, not overproduced, people go, oh, Kiss Alive. It's like, man, they fucking changed that shit in the studio. Let's not get it twisted, okay?
Well, yeah.
It is just raw. It's like the top of their game, Victim in Pain kind of era. I mean, if you haven't listened to that live album, I put it right up there with Circle Jerk's Gig, which is another great album. I was thinking of live albums like that CBGB one. Gig from Circle Jerks is amazing, which I'm, as we keep saying every week, we're excited to see that show. Another live album that I thought of. Liveage from this. Oh no, we were talking Hallraker was more.
Right, I was going to say
more of that.
Hallrakers.
I
think Liveage was one of the first. It probably was one of the first. Was that their first album I had? I think it might have been. I think you're trying to get
I think the first one I had was I Don't Want to Grow Up, and then I got into Milo and all the other ones and stuff.
Excuse me,
but I'd have to say, when I think of live albums, I don't think of Kiss Alive or Franklin Comes Alive. The closest I'll get to that is Live After Death by Maiden.
Okay.
Not a huge fan
I'm
of
not
live
a fan
record.
of I was going to say, I don't really like listening to live stuff just because,
It's fun. You get certain interpretations of it,
I will say I dig live. If you take, okay. I'm not reinventing anything. I'm not breaking down any walls here. Mm-hmm. But, that's what I always loved about the MTV Unplugged series. Was you get to hear shit like Nirvana that was they were Nirvana. But then to hear them stop and go, we're going to do some of your favorite songs acoustic.
Yeah, and some of them, some of them are classic, like the Nirvana Unplugged. Even the Kiss Unplugged I loved. Yeah. Of course, Alice in Chains Unplugged was amazing. Nutshell is one of my all-time favorite songs. And those live albums. But then for every Alice in Chains that you had, you also had Rat Unplugged. Some did not translate too well acoustically, but some just completely.
So I'm gonna have to give that on my way home tonight. Back from here, I'll put that Agnostic Front one on.
I forgot. I remember having that on tape and even CD. I would say Agnostic. That album Live After Death by Maiden, Hallraker by The Descendants, Gig by Circle Jerks. Those are like my top 5 right there of just live albums, and they're not the traditional.
What is that smell? God, no, it smells like a used diaper filled with Indian food. Oh!
What is that? It smells like a turd covered in burnt hair.
Yo, that shit.
Look at that. You got a rank.
You got
and
a
you
rank.
didn't even know it. So, yeah, we're getting into the music stuff. Yeah, I mean, that was good to see.
I think I had that Agnostic Front, but I didn't have a copy of it. I legit think I had a Memorex tape that you made where you drew like the Agnostic Front and you list all the songs on. Oh man, these
That's
kids
like I
today
had-
don't know.
I know. I remember you gave me a tape. It was a Memorex tape. It was it's so funny. I still remember it to this day. You gave me a tape. It was Crumbsuckers, the first album.
Yep.
And then on the other side was Nuclear Assault. Game Over.
Oh god damn.
Yeah, Nuclear Assault. But one of our friends just saw Nuclear Assault play recently. Jeff Terranova.
Oh.
He's out in the West Coast and he was shooting. He's an amazing photographer. But he took some pictures of Nuclear Assault and I was like, holy shit! I mean, I played with Nuclear Assault.
Right.
My band opened up for Nuclear Assault and Warzone.
Jesus.
At the Limelight. So go figure. So yeah, that was one of the ones on there. Other than that, I didn't see any other really new things. There is a new band that's out that they haven't put out any music yet, but I'm interested to hear it. It's a band called Die Humane. It's got Sal from Life of Agony, their old drummer. He played Typo Negative, and he had his own band. One of his songs we put on the playlist a while back. It's called A Pale Horse Named Death, where he's the singer and guitar player. But in this band, he joined up with Rick Hunolt from Exodus.
Okay.
And they have a band now called Die Humane, which I'm like very interested to hear what it sounds like.
Humane?
Yeah, Die Humane.
Okay.
Really, I would give a review of the music, but I haven't even heard the music yet. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, just going through that. The only other thing we were talking about with Agnostic Front. Listen, kids. And I was also talking to John about it. I'm not going to do another rank for you, but I'm thinking about doing this when we have a really slow music day of bands that are criminally underrated that only put out like one album or two albums and they're gone. If you'll be excited. Flicker Stick is back on streaming now.
Flicker Stick.
If you don't know Flicker Stick, I'm going to put. Do you remember VH1 had this reality show? It was called Bands on the Run. And I was pissed because actually, Proud Society, we put in an audition for the second season, but they never did a second season.
Boom.
It was a great reality show. They took three or four bands, gave them a van, they put them on tour together, and they had to do challenges along the way. And whoever won, at the end they would have a big concert, and people would judge on who's the better live band. It was like a battle of the bands at the end. But it was great because the bands that they had on there was a band called Harlow. I think it was an all-girl band, metal band. Then there was, I can't remember the name of the other one, but Flicker Stick was.
What was the name of the show?
Bands on the Run. It was a VH1 show. And they would do like different challenges and stuff like that. And the winner of the show was this band called Flicker Stick. So if you're not familiar with Flicker Stick, which most people aren't.
4 bands.
It was 4 bands? Okay.
Flicker Stick, Harlow, Josh Dode's band, and Soul Cracker.
Soul Cracker. That was what I couldn't remember. They were good too.
Yeah, Josh Rhodes' band was a jazz fusion pop rock.
Yeah,
band.
I think they got kicked off early.
But every other band was like indie rock or punk.
Yeah, and everybody in the band was like a cast of characters because you put 4 or 5 guys in a van, and it wasn't like they gave them a tour bus. They gave them like this. They were playing shit clubs, touring in a van. I mean, I did it. It was like we did this already, and it was just all the cast of characters.
Oh, so these 4 bands were on tour.
Yeah,
it was a game show,
like a reality show, game show. Yeah, where they had to go, like,
and they were on tour.
Yeah, like they'd show up in Kansas, and they'd be like, "All right, now
San
you
Francisco.
have to, say they're in Kansas, and they go, okay, your challenge is you have to get, sell tickets to your show, and the band that sells the most tickets wins like a immunity and something like that.
Okay.
But to make a long story longer, Flicker Stick was the band that won, and it was the typical American Idol thing where like, oh, we'll give you a record contract, and they put out an album. I should look it up on here. I can't remember the
They
name
got
of it.
discography.
Yeah.
97 Chloroform. Chloroform, the one you love.
That's the one I'm putting on the playlist because, Beautiful is a song is beautiful.
Okay.
Really good band, but that song Chloroform, the one you love, it's just so funny. It's just like, chloroform, the one that you love, take her back. It's all about just fucking chloroforming this chick that he likes.
So it's a date rape song.
Yeah, pretty much. But they're
it's
great.
cold outside.
Yeah, but they had it. I think it was like Waking Up the Astronauts, if I'm not mistaken.
Welcome Home the Astronauts.
Welcome Home the Astronauts. Was
Causing a Catastrophe.
Well,
to Madagascar and Back. Tarantula. Live from Atlanta, 2 nights at the Tree Sound Studios.
Yeah.
And then just last year was there When We Were Young singles, B-sides, and rarities.
Yeah. So recently, it was one of those bands that was never on streaming, and I was like, oh my! I used to have it on CD. I listened to it. That first album, Welcome to the Astronauts, is phenomenal. It's great. There's some great songs on it. And then they disappeared. It was the typical, we'll give you this ridiculous contract. They put out an album. They didn't really promote it. They did a second album. It tanked, and then they disappeared. Now they're back. Flicker Stick is back, baby. And it just made me think of bands like that, like them. And I was talking about another band, Handsome, which I'll put on the playlist too. Just bands that everybody should be loving, and they should be huge. It's like Dave Grohl said about the Descendants. If Milo Goes to College came out in 1999, they'd be fucking as big as Green Day.
Huge.
Yeah. But it's all about timing, and it's all about stuff like that. So that's basically all I have really for the news.
Watch the musician from the big rock band. Now he just looks like a big fat ham. It's time for Greg's Music News.
Wait for it. You always got to put that little stinger in the bottom.
That was wonderful.
Yeah. So, that's pretty much what we have for music. So, I heard a little birdie told me that someone went to the movies.
I did. I posted it also on... Why is it not switching? There we go. I also posted it on our little Facebook page. I was there. I checked in at the movie theater. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, why is the first show 5 o'clock? This is bullshit. It's Thursday. They should have like an afternoon show. I didn't realize it basically came out today.
Yeah.
So 5 o'clock was like that early preview.
Yeah.
I was the only person in the theater.
Wow.
And you said somebody else went to see it, and they were like, yeah.
Our buddy Vern, he took a picture of him in the theater, and it didn't look like there was a lot of people in the theater either. I don't know if he was by himself. I should have asked him, but
I was alone. I was all by myself.
That's pretty dope, though.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
I could laugh out loud and not have to be worried like I'm ruining someone's... Because
you could take your shirt off. You could just pinch your nipples. It's fine. It's great.
I think I told you... I equate it to... It's not a scary horror movie.
Well, we haven't even said what the movie was.
Oh, true. Studio 666 with Dave Grohl. Actually, with the Foo Fighters. Because it's the whole band.
Foo Fighters.
And Whitney Cummings is in it.
Yes.
She plays the crazy neighbor lady. It's one of those, like... It's not a serious... I don't think it's a serious horror movie. I think it's kind of like one of those horror comedies.
Yeah.
Which
it didn't look like it
I prefer.
Yeah.
Give me something that's like gory, bloody. You're not trying to scare me.
Yeah.
You're not pretending like you're going to jump scare me or I'm going to be freaked out after it. It's like, it's a... I mean, you're more the horror person. Like the stabby, bloody.
Yeah, it's like
whatever.
an 80s slasher.
Yeah, it's a definite campy slasher. And it doesn't take itself too serious.
Well, I hope
Which
not.
is great.
If they put out a movie that they were serious about, like they're trying to be like, The Conjuring, I'd be like,
I mean, the
slow
movie,
the fuck down.
The movie fucking starts off. It starts off with a. It starts off like, boom, death, right in the beginning.
Ooh.
Fucking hammer to the head.
Yes.
And it's like, I think you know the premise of the movie. This band had rented a house, and some demonic shit, and the whole band winds up dead. 20 years later, fucking Foo Fighters got to record their 10th album. Their manager puts them in the house to record it, and pretty much the same shit goes down with them.
Yeah, and they did put out that one thrash song. What was the name of the band that the first one that got? They're putting out a whole album of that.
Dream Widow. And I only know that because when they pan across in the beginning and they show like the gold record on the wall and all this stuff, I'm like, wait, did that say White Widow?
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, White Widow?
Yeah, White Widow is an awesome band.
They were.
Yeah. Our girl Carla. But
it was bloody and gory from the fucking start. And again, to show you that they don't take themselves too seriously, when they're sitting in the conference room and they're like, we got to make the album. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. They're like, all right, we're going to go do this. And they go, all right, Pearl Jam high five. And they they all do a high five in the middle of the room. It's like they're not taking this shit serious.
Well, I mean, if you know the Foo Fighters and you've seen their videos that they've put out over the years, I mean, that's the thing where I was like, well, if it's going to be something like that, like a major, a big film, I was just surprised that they released it in theaters. Like, I don't know, Dave Grohl, he's one of those guys that like it's great. He's doing documentaries. He put out a book. He's doing this. He's got that. He's great. He was just on Hot Ones. I watched that recently. It was a classic one. They're doing shots of Black Tooth Grin the whole time. Like, they're hammered by the time the end of it is. But he just seems like the coolest guy ever.
He does.
And, he does these things. Some of it is a little bit too, I don't know what the word is for it, but it's just, he doesn't have a big ego. But at the same time, they feel kind of like he did that instrumental where he's like, I played all the instruments myself. And it was a 24-minute song. And you're just like, I guess he does it because he can.
Well, and that's one of the things about the movie is they're trying to recreate this song that's supposed to raise the evil or whatever. And I don't want to give away too much for anybody who's going to watch it. But, it winds up being like a 40. He goes, I want 2120 times 2. I want like 4240. And they make a song, like the song just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. Yeah. It's like 40-something minutes, and the drummer's like, I got fucking blisters on my hand. I can't play anymore. But I mean, they in the beginning, they make a fucking grandma sex joke where like the one guy in the band's talking about banging the other guy's grandma. He's like, "Oh, is that time with your grandma?" Oh, she was like, "Oh yeah, man." Like, and they played it like it was like he banged his grandma. And I mean, and they make fun of themselves because they're sitting in the house and Dave's like, I came up with this great riff, ready? And he starts playing, and he just keeps playing these riffs, and they're like, so that's Everlong. That's this song. That's this song. He goes, oh my God, I've got no fucking songs left in me.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I would have loved to have seen it. It was just interesting that they put it in the theater. Just like, I think they would have got like a ton more eyes on it if it was a streaming thing.
Sure.
Like,
and I think they'll go pretty quick to streaming with it.
Yeah, I think most do. I mean, I'm still waiting for Scream to be on streaming because.
Well, and Dave's sitting there in one scene. He's sitting there like, trying to figure out. He's like, he's like, starts playing Lionel Richie's Hello. And fucking Lionel Richie comes in and goes, that's my fucking song. Don't you play it. Oh my God. They got Lionel Richie in the fucking movie, which was. So I want to go down this. Ready? You've got, again, spoiler here. Not too much. You've got hammer to the head.
Okay.
You've got a hanging.
Okay.
You've got an electrocution.
Nice.
And then you got a real long time before there's another kill.
Okay.
Then you've got decapitation by garden shears. Oh, Benny Serrano, G Money.
Yeah, what up there, Benny from Brooklyn?
Did you unlock the iPad so I can mirror it to you?
You can mirror it now, yeah.
So after that, we've got, let's see, hold on real quick. You've got the decapitation by garden shears.
Okay.
You've got death by barbecue.
Excellent.
And then stabbed. Like that person killed in a barbecue and then stabbed. You've got chainsaw from under the bed while fucking.
Classic.
And it comes up. Do you care if I spoil? I don't give a shit if anybody else. I don't care about spoil.
Yeah.
Up through the bed, through the face, into the other face. It was fucking awesome. Not afraid of like blood and gore. You've got this one was in the trailer. The decapitation by cymbal.
Yes.
When he throws the cymbal and cuts the drummer's head off, and like the body drops and the head just stays on top of the cymbal, and it's halfway through his head.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a good time. I would definitely check it out. It's just not something maybe I would go to the theater for. I don't know why. Like, it's like Jackass Forever has been out. I love the Jackass movies. I've praised them, top to bottom. But it's in the theater. I'm like, I'll wait for Paramount Plus.
There was 2 more kills after that. Just to be really quick, run over, like head run over.
Okay.
And then a knife through the head from the chin. But one of my favorites was watching Dave and his manager basically Rochambeau each other.
Nice.
I could always go for a good Rochambeau.
No, Rochambeau you for it.
So I say the movie is well worth the watch. Ladies and gentlemen, when in doubt, I'll teach you how to cheat the system here. Movie theaters don't give a fuck right now. So according to the movie theater, I'm not too far off. I refuse to pay the whatever it is, $15 fucking. So Johnny was a senior citizen that day.
Oh.
I got a $10 ticket. They don't even check. They don't.
I mean,
That's like when I go place with my kids and you buy the tickets ahead, and I'm like, all right, that's 2 adults and 4 children.
yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Nope.
And if you do, why? It's one of those things where I've seen that where when I manage stores, and you have some managers that would be super strict about every single policy, and then there's the ones like me where it was just like, hey, I got tickets to Dave Matthews Band. I can't come in. I'm like, yeah, don't go ahead. And the other manager would be mad at me and say, why are you supposed to get somebody to cover? I was like, dude, this kid makes $5 an hour, and he works 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck.
No.
So, why should you? So, yeah.
I mean,
I have to try the senior citizen thing.
Do you know?
I'm almost there.
Do you know Will Forte?
Yes.
So Will Forte's in the movie. He plays delivery guy. And again, Foo Fighters not taking themselves seriously. Will Forte is like, Dave Grohl, oh my God, you guys are awesome. You're like my second favorite band after Coldplay. It's like,
poor Coldplay.
And I said that and you heard it in Will Forte's voice, but it was fucking hilarious. That's a guy who is, he is so fucking funny. And I don't think he gets the attention he deserves for how fucking funny he is.
Well, you're the one who turned me on to that podcast, Smartless.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I started listening to that because, I love Jason Bateman and Will Forte and like.
Well, it's what? It's Jason Bateman, who the 2 other hosts.
I can't. Was there another Saturday Night Live guy?
No, it's
I know it was Will Arnett.
Will Arnett and the guy who's from Will and Grace.
Oh, Will from Will and Grace.
Yeah, it's one of the 2 guys. But there was an episode that Will Forte was
Jack,
on
maybe?
it. Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Will Forte was on it, and he was fucking amazing.
Yeah. He's a sleeper. So, Studio 666, you give it a. You give it a fully erect? You give it a half chub? What do you give it?
I'll give it a 60-year-old guy without enough blood chub.
Oh, all right. Okay.
He's got it up. He can get it in, but
yeah,
the quality of the...
Larry Flint's done. We could do the boner meter if you want. Sure. Was it flaccid? Was it a half chub? There was 3/4 chub?
Go with half to 3/4 chub.
Okay, that's cool. I'm down with that. Yeah. Speaking of which, I know that last week we talked about... I started Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
I did finish it.
I saw an article about how they got the Leatherface dance in one cut.
Really? Okay.
I don't know what that is in reference to because I have not seen the movie.
Yeah, well, I did finish the whole thing. And look, it's on Netflix, man. It's worth a watch.
Okay.
Like I said, it's 90 minutes. People get all bent out of shape. They're basically doing, like I said, the Halloween 2018, where
Sure.
they're just like, we're going to get a legacy character back. They're going to fight. But, not to spoil it too much, the original final girl that was in the original Texas Chainsaw comes back to get revenge, and she's fucking dead in 2 minutes. And you're like, okay, that was a big waste of nothing. But look, I'll give everybody this. Watch it just for the bus scene alone.
Okay.
The bus scene.
Where in the movie is the bus scene?
It's about halfway through. It's a 90-minute movie.
So I'll have
It's
committed.
fast.
I'll have committed.
So there's a scene. If you've heard reviews from it from other places, they've everybody brought up the bus scene. It's just ridiculous. So it's not like your typical because I forgot when you watch the original Texas Chainsaw, there isn't that much blood and gore in it. It's a lot of suggested stuff. Even when he picks up that girl in the first Texas Chainsaw and puts her on a hook, you don't see the hook coming out and the blood and stuff. It's you think you did because it's in your head.
And then he stands there and is like,
yeah. Oh, that's the Halloween one where he sticks him on the Mike he just looks at. But this one here, they don't skimp on the CGI blood, which I'm kind of about CGI blood, but just to get, if any of our millions of fans were wondering, hey, did you ever finish that movie? Yes, I did, and I'd give it a half chub.
And I will watch it now too. Seeing you give it a half chub, I might not make it through the whole thing, but I'll at least give it till the bus scene.
Go find the bus scene. I'm sure you can find it.
I'll go from the beginning to the bus scene and see what happens from there.
Yeah, and there is. I will say there is one thing at the end which actually just threw me off. Like I was like, oh wait, they went there, and then it just ends, and you're like,
don't
oh
tell.
shit, yeah.
Don't drink the milk. Fine. It's spoiled. Go get the milk. Why not? It's spoiled.
Yeah, so I would give it a good half chub.
What was the thing at the end?
Oh,
spoil it. Who gives a fuck?
All right, yeah, we're spoiling the shit out of this. I mean, don't worry, it's on Netflix.
I gave him the spoiler warning,
and it's been out for a few weeks, so go fuck yourselves. No, at the end, they have one of those like Tesla cars, the automatically driving cars or something like that. So there's actually two final girls, and they make it through the night, and Leatherface is supposedly dead, and this whole
thing.
Allegedly. So it's the next morning, and they're like, they survive. They get into the car, and they're exhausted, so they hit like the autopilot so the car goes on, just by itself. And they're like, oh my God, I can't. All of a sudden, a hand comes in, grabs one of the girls, pulls her out of the car, decapitates her, and he's standing there with the head in his hand, and the other girl is out of the sunroof, and the car's still driving because it's on auto. She's like, nah. It was her sister. Got fucking last second, grab her out, cut her head off, and he's like, and there was a scene too where, he's old man Leatherface, which is kind of cool, but he gets a fresh face. I enjoyed it. If you're in, like you said, Studio 666 was a campy, fun ride. This was like, don't go into it like it's a fucking Star Wars movie. Go into it as just like, hey, I want to see some blood and guts and gore and have a halfway decent. It's definitely better than half the Texas Chainsaw movies I've seen.
I kind of like those over the top slasher kind of not taking themselves too seriously movies, or something along. I mean, to a degree. I mean, you got to admit, even fucking Pinhead doesn't take himself too seriously.
No, yeah. I mean, after a while, they start off as like, I remember seeing like the first Friday the 13th, the first Halloween, and being like truly freaked out by it, or even the first Nightmare on Elm Street. I remember seeing that as a kid, and not a kid, like a teenager. Be like, oh my God, this is so freaking scary. By like the fourth, he's doing dad jokes and freaking, welcome to prime time, bitch, and doing shit like that.
I think that's why I like Sam Raimi so much, because from the start, he throws that campy, like over the top kind of shit into the movies. And I know people have complained about like, Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, how they're just relying too heavy on like the puns and the bad jokes. But you know what?
That's what makes it great.
That's what makes it great to me.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Like, I'm excited that Raimi is, this is a good segue, that Raimi is doing the new Doctor Strange movie.
Which comes out what?
May 5th, I think. May 4th, something like that.
Yeah.
May 5th. It looks great. I mean, Doctor Strange, the first one, is not one that I go back to.
No.
It's not rewatchable that much, but I love Doctor Strange as a character.
Sure.
In other movies. Like when he's in Spider-Man, he's great. When he's in Avengers, he's cool. Like I like his character. But this second one looks like, of course, everybody online and the internet is talking about The Voice.
Yeah, I'm not really watching any of the trailers for that. I've stopped watching anything about the Batman.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Because I want to be surprised when I go in. My son had that. Manny had that right. He was like, I don't want to see anything because I want to know that feeling of going into a movie cold and being like, I haven't seen any of this. And oh my God. Because you brought up Charlie Cox and the Daredevil stuff.
Yeah.
He talked about how someone called him from the theater and was like, oh my God, you just came on screen. And everybody like sent him texts like everybody's going fucking nuts. So he kind of like stood in the back of a theater and waited for it to happen. And there wasn't much of a reaction. It was like, oh man.
Yeah, I heard that.
I was like, well, that's because it's out now. You have to go to that very first show and nobody knows you're actually in there.
Yeah.
And they lose their fucking minds.
Oh, and that's also, I mean, Charlie Cox as Daredevil is kind of a deep cut. If you weren't like those Netflix shows, as great as they were, weren't exactly.
Most people didn't watch them.
They weren't Disney Plus like super, even those. So like people were kind of like, oh, who's that? I mean, you get the hardcore nerds like ourselves going like, oh my god, it's Daredevil. We're gonna have Daredevil in it. But for the casual viewer, they don't know that shit.
See, what I think they're doing right to Marvel and DC is they're not dumping a shitload of content all at once that you just go, I can't keep up.
Yeah.
Like I'm not revealing any trade secrets here. They dropped Boba Fett, and then now we're waiting for
Kenobi,
but they're gonna. I feel like there's something else in between that we're supposed to get, but they're not dumping like, well, here's some Star Wars and here's some Marvel because, well, now I'm gonna choose and I'm gonna binge that, or what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Well, right now I think the next one that's coming out is a Marvel one. It's Moon Knight,
right?
Which looks good. And then as soon as that runs out, then you have Obi-Wan. Then then they'll do.
They're staggering them.
She-Hulk, and then they'll, I mean, that way you're not going like, oh my god. And they also do the whole, week-to-week episodes, which I still,
I love that.
I love that too because I get sucked in like Ozark when I watch that season. I watched it all in one day.
And to transition on that's where I think I have a problem with Apple. Is they'll drop like 4 different shows and run them like they have a weekly TV channel.
Yeah.
And I get it, but I don't. Like, there's a really good show I'm watching on there that I wasn't going to watch, and I was like, all right. I mean, I haven't watched Servant or any of these other, like, I've watched the Morning Show and Ted Lasso and a bunch of stuff on there. The Jason Momoa that's on iTunes. But there's a new one that I was like, I don't know. And then I watched it, and I'm hooked. It's called Severance. It's a Ben Stiller thing.
Yeah, I think I heard about this.
It is. I was like, all right, what the fuck is this going to be? It's got Ben Stiller, Patricia Arquette. It's got John Turturro.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken. So the premise of the show is these people work for this company, and they've got this surgery, implant, whatever, that they get they get to work. The guy changes his watch. He takes his ID, does all this stuff. And he gets in an elevator, and they are in the Severance division where when they arrive, they have no memory of any life outside of that job.
Oh, weird.
And then when they leave, they get back in the elevator to leave, and the switch is flipped, and they have no memory of anything that happened at work, not even the people.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So I liken it to, I don't know if you saw, probably not. I mean, everybody's familiar with Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
But there was a show called Devs, Devs.
No, never saw it.
It's this is like along those same like trippy kind of real cerebral like stoner show, I would call it.
Okay.
And to transition off what you were talking about before with Lost, there's another show I just started watching called From.
Okay.
Which stars the guy the fucking plays Michael in Lost.
Oh, yeah.
So he's in it, and this is all about, like, these people go to this town. They're driving through the town. They come across this fucking tree in the road, and they're like, oh, we got to go around. Let's go the other way. And they drive around. They wind up in this town, and once you're in the town, you can't leave. They're trying to drive out of the town. They're following the road, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, they're back in the town.
Oh, that's like that movie that was out on Amazon, Vivarium.
Okay.
Did you see that? It was... who's the actor? It was he played The Social Network. He played Zuckerberg.
Yes.
It's him and his wife. They go to this town and they buy a home. And it's like, this beautiful home, and they're like, oh, so excited, but they find out that they can't leave the neighborhood. Like, they just get stuck there.
Well, in this show, apparently what's happening, and this is not really a spoiler because there's at night, everybody has to go inside, and every house in this town has this thing by the door, and there's like there's fucking vampires in the town.
Oh. That
come out at night, and I'm your grandma, let me in. Oh, hi, grandma. That's not your grandma. Like, they get in your head.
You can't invite a vampire in.
Exactly. So
everybody knows that. Don't you know that?
So these people are like, well, we're stuck in this town forever, and we can't leave. So now there's only been like 2 episodes, but so far I'm digging it. I will keep watching it.
Yeah, and ever since I listened to Fat Man Beyond, you were telling me about Reacher.
Oh yeah,
I gotta get into that. I heard it's a really good one. So I think that's something definitely now that we're definitely doing these on Friday nights. It's like, what are you gonna watch this weekend? I think I'm just gonna
binge Reacher.
Take my pants off and binge some Reacher, and
Get a
then
Reacher
reach around. We all knew it was coming. Maybe Pete's dragging my bathroom. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't even like when my balls are in somebody's mouth. Oh.
It's true.
I do, but
balls are a weird thing. They really are.
Your balls are showing.
Bumblebee tuna.
so check out Severance. Check out From.
Yep.
Definite watch for Studio 666.
Yep.
Give a good listen to. Well, I don't know about how you feel. I'm not going to tell anybody to go listen to the new Tears for Fears album. But that Agnostic Front is a definite listen.
Yeah, it's Agnostic Front live at CB. I mean, spoiler alert, it came out in 1989.
So
but,
what?
It's a classic. Check that stuff out. And also, thank you to our sponsor, whiskcateringco.com.
They are up on the screen the whole show.
Yep. Yeah. So go there and check out some of the
She's
cakes.
got those the Irish sody breads going out for St. Patty's Day. So get on there and order those now.
Yeah. You better order
If you
those
want
quick because she's already got a bunch of orders cooking. And like I said, Fat Irishman approves. So get your fingers typing over the whiskcateringco.com. Check that out. So thank you to our sponsor. And like I said, go to the our website, heypal.whatsnew.com. Check out, hopefully we'll get some animations up there soon. We have the Hey Pal, What's New Spotify playlist link on there. You can click on a button to see how you can be a sponsor.
And don't forget, next Friday, in the morning Friday, a special show drops. That's our interview next Friday with Jeff Pearlman.
Yes.
He's got his big show coming out. He wrote the book for the Winning Time, which his book was called Showtime. And I'm not even going to remember the whole rest of the name. It was like Magic Kareem, like whatever.
Yeah.
It's a long title, but the show's based on that. Our interview with him is coming out next Friday at 5 a.m. It drops.
Yep.
And we'll be live next Friday night, so we'll remind you then to listen to that.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the shows, the Pearl, as we call him. Great guy.
JP.
JP. Great sports writer. Wrote for Sports Illustrated. Has a bunch of books out. His one on the 86 Mets is
The
phenomenal.
Bad Guys Won.
The Bad Guys Won is one of his.
The Rocket That Fell to Earth.
Yeah. I mean, he did one of. I mean, come
Barry
on. He wrote
Bonds.
a book on the USFL for God's sakes.
God.
Yeah,
it came out like at the height of the freaking Trump era.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the whole connection.
My wife always makes fun because I support anybody who I've known, whether and not that this is the case with Jeff, but whether I dig what they're making or not, I support them. I still to this day, whenever I go in the fucking bookstore, go right for the sports section, find all the Jeff Pearlman books, and you know how they have them lined up, like where you just see the bind.
Yeah.
I take them and move all the books and turn it so the cover is facing out, or I'll put them on the front tables.
Yeah, I mean, if you love ESPN 30 for 30 stuff like that, stories about goods, I mean, give Jeff's books a read, man. He's got some great ones. I'm dying to read the USFL one because I was a big fan of USFL.
Right.
We're gonna have his interview up on Friday morning for that HBO show, which looks amazing. And
we'll be talking probably a little since. By the next time we have a show, we'll have seen The Batman.
Yes, we're going to a special screening of The Batman because that's what happens when you have an amazing podcast like this. You get early access screenings to this stuff.
Yes,
kind of, but take it as you will. But yeah, we're gonna do a full Bat episode.
Maybe you'll see the Batwing.
Yeah. Oh yes, that's on the Hey Pal, What's New OnlyFans. John's
right.
Batwing. But yeah, maybe I'll dress up as the Penguin. He'll be the Riddler, and we'll touch each other. It'll be great. And talk the Batman, but no sparkly vampires. It's just straight up Batman.
This is true. All right. So I guess we are going to be out like that fat kid in dodgeball.
Yeah. Ouch.